Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm discussing how I save money on entertainment. If you saw my budget for July, will notice that I didn't put any money toward entertainment, and right now that's just something I cannot really afford. And I definitely agree that with a lot of people's thoughts of when you are trying to build your emergency fund or pay off debt, you should not be spending money on entertainment. And every now and again, it's okay to spend, some money and go see a movie, like maybe once a month. You do definitely need to have some way of unwinding. But I think that it's an expense. I definitely think it's a luxury, not something that you should feel guaranteed to. So I really don't spend a lot of money on entertainment. Now, granted, I'm a college student, so some of the things that I'm going to talk about only probably applies to college students, but there are things in the community, in everybody's community almost, that you can take advantage of, so you're not spending a lot of money on entertainment. So the first thing I like to do, I typically don't see a lot of movies in theater, and if I do, I wait for the $1 movie night that my college hosts every month, and even in the summer they still do it. My college programming committee, it's called CPR, Campus Public Relations or whatever like that. They are so amazing. They're always putting on events all summer. They're putting on events, which I think is fantastic. They did it last summer and I really took advantage of it as well. But even during the school year and during the summer, they have a lot of events that college students could go to for free. And the one that I really like to take advantage of is Dollar Movie Night. So for only $1, I can go see whatever movie is playing at the local theater, and I think it's really fantastic because it costs almost $10 to go to a theater. I think in Dubuque, where my family lives and where my boyfriend lives, it's $10 to get into the movie, and then here in town it's like $8. But still, $8 is a lot of money. So I will go on Dollar Movie Night once a month, and I'll go see if there's a movie I really want to go see. For instance, next week is Dollar Movie Night for July, and I really want to go see the Ghostbusters movie, so I'm probably going to go do that. The only thing that I fell victim to, and I need to stop, and this is why going to the movies is so expensive. You want to get the popcorn. I always want to get the popcorn. I love movie theater popcorn, and that's expensive in itself. So when I go to Dollar Movie Night, I try to resist the urge to get popcorn, but it's so dang hard. Like I said, I don't go to the movies a lot. Now, occasionally, if my boyfriend and I go, sometimes he'll buy my movie ticket, which is not often, and I don't, want to depend on that or assume on that, but sometimes, especially if it's a movie that I particularly don't want to see, like when we went to see the Batman movie or the Warcraft movie, he did purchase my ticket for that. It was a date night type of thing. But that doesn't happen very often, and like I said, I don't like to rely on that. So movie nights, so going out to the movies is something that I rarely do. I try to do it very rarely. And if I do somehow, if I know there's a movie coming out that I desperately want to go see, I will set aside the money for that, and it'll be a treat to myself. Such as in November, when I know there's a movie coming out that I've been wanting to see since it was a release. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, and I'm excited to see the fandom expanded, so I'm going to go see Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. And that's something I know coming up that I desperately want to see, so it's going to encourage me to be much more savvy with my money so I can afford to go see it. Like I said, going back to events put on by my campus, lately they've been doing, for the summer, they've been doing free swim nights. So you can go to the town swimming pool and swim for free. I have not gone to the pool all summer except for those nights when I could get in for free, because I wasn't about to pay $5 to get into the pool. That was just ridiculous and not going to happen. Other examples, they will bring comedians on campus. That's mostly in the school year. Concerts they'll do for free on campus. They're having a game night, like a board game night, tomorrow, I think, and I'm gonna go to that. So that's really exciting. I really like taking advantage of campus run events, And I would encourage you, if you are in college, to do the same, because it is a huge money saver and you also get to meet some really great people. If you're like a freshman in college, those events are where you can meet some of your college friends. I've met several of my friends at those events and we're still best friends to this day. So I really like taking advantage of those. So another way that I save money on entertainment, I used to be huge into Redbox. I would love to go to Redbox and pick up a movie or two on a Friday night and just sit down and just enjoy a night in watching the Redbox. I thought it was saving me money, you know, going to the Redbox and renting a movie instead of going to the movie theater. Well, yeah, that's super cheap. It's like $1.59 now, I think, to rent a movie. I think they upped their prices. Occasionally I'll get like a free rental code, like I signed up for text alerts for that. Sometimes I'll get a free rental code, but lately I haven't been. So instead of going to Redbox to rent movies, I started going to my local library to rent movies from there. So lately one series I've been taking advantage of is the library has the complete series of Game of Thrones. I've never seen that before. I don't have HBO and I've always been really intrigued by the series. So I started checking out the entire series from the library. I have waiting, like it takes a while to get the newer releases, but I'm currently waiting for My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2 to come. And I just think that's really nice. I don't want to go to Redbox to rent the movies. I don't want to buy the movies for $15 either. So I'm definitely taking advantage of my local library. I've also been checking out a lot of books there. Before, when I was very, very financially irresponsible, I would like to go to the bookstore, and I would make a trip to the bookstore at least 2-3 times a year. I would go during the summer, during summer vacation. I would go during Christmas break, and then maybe once or twice throughout the year as well, because there'd be books that I would be really wanting to read. And each time I would go, I'd buy 2 or 3 books, and that totals out to about $40 to $60 because books are about 20 bucks a piece. And I realized that I was spending all this money on books. I would read them once and then they would go on my shelf. And if you were to go see my bookshelf, you would see 2 large bookshelves full of books. I used to have a lot more until I had donated some of them to a high school teacher friend of mine because she wanted some books for her classroom. So I had a lot of books and I realized that it was not worth it to spend all that money on something that was going to take up space that I was not going to really read again. I very rarely reread a book. So I decided that this summer I was not going to buy any books, and I started requesting them from my local library. So I had to wait a long time for some of the new releases. Like I was waiting like a month or 2 just to get a book that I desperately wanted to read. But I was saving money, so it was worth it to me. Like I hated having to wait, but it made reading it so much more enjoyable because I knew I didn't have to spend money on it. So look into your local library. I know local libraries seem to be a thing of the past, but in these hard economic times for anybody, go to your local library because they have really great books. They have DVDs, they have computers. If you don't want to pay for internet, you can go to the library and use their computer. That's actually where I checked out the Dave Ramsey Total Money Makeover and his Financial Peace book because I didn't want to spend the money on them, but they had them at the local library. And so I checked them out, I read them, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the Total Money Makeover. So look in your library. It's fantastic. So here's how I've been kind of saving money on date nights. Now, my boyfriend and I, we usually go on a date night every week. And before, especially in the earlier months of us dating, it was we would go to a movie almost every week, or we would go bowling, or we would go out and do something. And it was expensive and pricey for the both of us. And, you know, I would always try to pay my half. Sometimes he would pay for both of us, just being, you know, the gentleman of everything. But even then I was like, that's really expensive for him to be paying for both of us. Like, especially if we go to a movie, that's $20 right there. So I did have an adult conversation with him, just being like, hey, you know, I'm trying to watch my finances right now. I'm not employed right now. I'm trying to really be conscious of spending money. So maybe we could not go out to movies all the time. Maybe we could do other stuff. So when we're making plans, sometimes I'll be like, hey, let's just stay in and watch some Netflix. He has a really nice digital library of movies too, so we'll stay home and cuddle on the couch and watch a movie. Or he has a ton of board games at his place, so I'll be like, hey, let's stay in and play a board game. Lately, with the advent of Pokemon Go, which I hate this game, it is taking everybody's attention away from the world around them, and it's annoying. But now that there's Pokemon Go, our date nights are slowly evolving into, hey, let's go walk down by the river and you can catch Pokemon. I can't play the game on my phone, but it's nice to walk around with him and he can catch Pokemon and we can walk around and talk while doing that. So that's a really nice way that's a really nice cheap date night idea. You can also do that with your friends if you go for a hike or just walk around your city and take in your city. So I've been really enjoying just going out for walks for entertainment. It's good for my wallet and it's good for my health as well because it's a form of exercise. So those are the tips I have for you to save money on entertainment. I was able to give you some ideas on cheap, fun things you can do. If you have any free, fun ideas that you do for entertainment that don't really cost any money, please leave them in a comment below. I would love to read them. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you all next week. Bye, guys.